Yo, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. In today's video, we'll be setting up the brand new version of Nyushu Emulator Android, which is the official Nyushu Emulator version 30. Now this is a major update because you guys will be able to see the changelog right here. It has so much improvements including support for firmware 19.0.0, ensuring compatibility with latest versions, increased audio revision, enabled force selection for Mali GPU drivers for better device compatibility. So finally Mali GPU compatibility has been improved along with option to use multi-core for improved performance. Automatic VRAM usage now supports 4GB, 6GB or 8GB depending on your device. Shader and SPRV have been added, along with that improving some UI and coloring. With that being said, let's start setting up this brand new version of Nyushu Emulator right away, and in today's video we'll be testing it out on my Realme GT7 Pro, which has a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. So let's tap on get started, afterwards skip everything and let me import all the required stuff. Once we are done importing stuff, we can tap on the continue button, and here we go. Our Nyushu Emulator's brand new version has been successfully started. You will be able to see some coloring changes that have been made in the theme, but this emulator looks pretty fresh in terms of theming and coloring. Anyways, let's go to advanced settings, and here you guys will be able to see a brand new option known as special feature, where use multi-core option has been provided. Synchronize core speed to the maximum speed percentage to improve performance without altering the game's actual speed. So this is an interesting feature. We'll just go ahead and enable this. Even frame interpolation has been provided, improves visual smoothness by generating intermediate frames. Now I'm not really sure how much real or how well do these settings actually work. They are nonetheless very interesting features. Along with that fast GPU time, this will force most games to run at their highest native resolution. So we'll keep this option enabled just to see how well does it work. In terms of VRAM usage mode, we'll set it to aggressive for best performance. Once that has been done, in terms of system settings, we have our text of our emulator name. We'll set the limit speed percentage to 500%. Alright, that's something new. So a lot of improvements have been made in this brand new version of Nyushu Emulator, which is pretty amazing. Let's go to graphics and check out the resolution scaling. So even 0.15x native resolution, oh my god, what's going on? These are all the unexpected settings that I didn't think would actually be present inside a Nintendo Switch emulator. We also get 1.15x, 1.25x, 2.15x, but for some reason it says very low here, whereas it should be slow or extreme. Okay, oh my god, there are a lot of graphics resolution. It goes all the way up to 10x native resolution, and the standard resolution is 2.75x native. But for today's video, why not try descaling our graphics to 0.15x resolution just for fun? Okay, I will change back to the 1x graphics resolution later on. VSync mode will turn it off, aspect ratio stretch to window, enable force maximum clocks and use asynchronous shaders. Once that has been done, I think in terms of debug, native code execution is selected, so we don't really need to mess around with that. We can import system graphics driver, so I recommend you guys to use the latest Mesa Turnip Adreno driver for best performance, but as this device does not have Turnip graphics support, I'll be going with system GPU driver. Now I also want to try out applet launcher feature, so let me just go ahead and import the firmware. Alright, now let's check out applet launcher, and here we also get Q launch feature, and here we go. I have launched Q launcher, so currently I am just seeing black screen. I'm unsure if it is because of the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, so I can't really say much about the Q launch. You can check it out for yourself. Anyways, I missed out some of the special features. I forgot to scroll down. There are more settings in Nyushu Emulator special feature section, where you guys will be able to see shader backend is by default selected as GLSL, which is pretty good. NVIDIA emulation can be set as CPU or GPU. We'll set it as GPU. Once that has been done, we'll go back, and I forgot to do this one thing. VSync mode, we'll set it to mailbox. Once that has been done, I think we have completely finished setting up the Nyushu Emulator Android, and we should be all set to try out our first game, which is going to be Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And here we go. This is the 0.15x graphics resolution, but surprisingly enough, the FPS which I am seeing at the top left corner is around 150. So the 500% limit speed percentage actually does work. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and go to advanced settings, graphics mode, and set the resolution scaling to 1x native resolution, as I want the best graphics resolution possible. Once that has been done, let's reopen Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, go to controls, enable player 1, and make sure to set it as handheld. And here we go. Now our controller will be recognized. Now for some reason there are no shadow outlines for the on-screen touch controls. Because of it, during white screens you won't be able to see the controls at all. Now during this cutscene, obviously this is pre-recorded cutscene at 30 fps, it is still showing me 150 fps, which is pretty amazing. Here we go, our game has successfully started and I can say for sure that it is indeed working at 150 fps. Now unfortunately, because of Snapdragon 8 Elite not having turnip graphics driver support, there will indeed be lot of graphical issues. So here I have entered the name, we'll just go ahead and press the A button and it looks like the game has crashed. So let me just go ahead and exit the game and import a save file. Now let's try out our game. Here we go, it has successfully started. We'll tap on continue your adventure and you guys will be able to see that Nyushu Emulator is working amazingly even on a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor Android device. But let's check out the performance in outside world areas. Here we go, you will be able to see we are getting almost 35 to 40 fps, which is actually pretty amazing because in my Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor Android device I used to get only 20 to 25 fps in open world areas. That's because Nyushu Emulator or any folks such as Sudachi etc. are not really optimized for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Nonetheless, this game is indeed working. So I'll just go ahead and exit emulation and try out our next game, which is going to be much more demanding, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So let's see how well does this game actually work on our Snapdragon 8 Elite processor Android device. Here we go, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and start a new game. So I'll just go ahead and hold the B button to skip everything. Here we go, it looks like the frames are getting dropped for some reason. My game appears to have booted, but you guys will be able to see during the cutscene there are a lot of graphical issues. And here we go, the game has successfully booted, but once again, no turnip driver support means no proper graphical output for unsupported Android devices including Mali GPU and Adreno GPU. Well, if this video reaches 150 likes, I'll be testing out Nyushu Emulator version 30 on my low-end Android device as well as on a Mali GPU Android device. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.